want free cars in the Crew 2? Well, I am here to show you how to get free cars in the Crew 2. And we're not talking a few cars. In the lifespan of the 5 years worth of updates, there has been so many free cars. What's going on, boys? My name is Sid and welcome back to the channel. Head down there and subscribe, not only to get more videos, guides on how to play the Crew 2, videos on Motorpass, entertainment-based videos on both of those games, and any other racing game, hopefully, eventually, please. But also because we are barreling our way to 100,000 subscribers, and you can be a part of that. Get the play button right there. Don't believe me that it's worth it to subscribe? Well, let me begin telling you about all these free cars. We begin with the first section of the video, which is What do I mean by technically? I mean technically. Because what defines a free car? A car you're not directly paying for. Well, that does define, technically, the Summit. Especially the silver rewards like that Nissan 370Z, and even gold rewards. Now, the Summit's getting popular again, so it might not be as easy as it once was. The Summit always gives free cars. Those platinum vehicles up there, those are exclusive as well. And then every Summit here and there will have a gold reward, the SL AMG C197. And then you've got the Mustang Ford GT. Like you just saw, there is also ones that are silver. But then the issue comes, yes, you do need some cars to do this. Every now and then it'll turn out, oh, you have the cars? Great. Well, actually, now that I look at it, for the Summit out today, if you use this guide, you will have all except one of the cars. That SLS AMG is... count that in the guide, because 2 of these cars I'm going to teach you how to get free today. But yes, those cars you don't own, it don't really matter, because you can still do the Summit, and sure, you might not get platinum, but for some Summits where there's gold rewards, you can get gold by just doing the skills, the events with no restrictions, and forced vehicle events. Those should get you good, and if you are good enough, you could get gold. If you're not great, then at least you can get the silver ones when they come out without spending a penny on cars. All you have to do is get to Star, unlock the Summit, then that's it. As well as if you play just one event in the Summit every week, you get the 150,000 followers or 200,000 and even more within the Summit. Let's continue on technically. And it's a good thing we're in the HQ, because the Crew 2 recently made a bunch of cars $1. And I'd say that is exactly as close to zero as you can get. Not only $1, but also in this one, we're gonna talk about the $10 car. Imagine I have one hand, but twice. $10 car. The $10 car was for a promotion ages ago. I think one of the anniversaries, maybe. Free weekend or something. And then the $1 car is for this brand new £1 update. So, I don't know how long these $1 cars are gonna last. There's one in each of the starter specs. First of all, $10 car is the Crown Victoria Marcos cab. This will let you do the contractor missions with a bonus at the end of them if you finish them within the right time, which you would not get if you didn't have a service vehicle. But for only $1, so yes, technically not free, is the 4 $1 starter spec cars that they added. In Street, you can get the Road Force 1. In Rally Raid, you can get the Porsche 959, which is one of the best, not the best, one of the best in Rally Raid. In Aerobatics, you can get the Slick Aircraft 360 HP, and in Touring Car, you can get literally the best boat in the spec, the Froscher 1414 Demon. This is the best one when it comes to handling, power, all of that. Froscher 1414 Demon is $1, just like all the other $1 cars. You have to pay technically, so they're not free. That's why they're in the technically section. But now let's actually talk free. Free via EV. Now this section is also going to be broken up into 3. First, we have the cars you can get from single events. One event to receive a vehicle. The car that we begin with, the Mercedes X-Class in Rally Raid. This is one of the first events you unlock in Rally Raid, in the first few specs that you get. So it's very easy to quickly jump in and do this event. You're also given the X-Class in the event to use, and on completion, you will receive the car on your first time doing this event. Obviously, you can't own duplicates of a car in this game, so You only get it the first time. And we're not done with free Mercedes. What's the plural of Mercedes? Yet, because there's another one. The event going back to my roots down here in Miami will give you the Mercedes Uhlenhort for free. The technically most expensive car in the world, as it's sold for hundreds of millions. This game will give you for free. Once you finish this event, you will be given the Uhlenhort in touring car for free. And that's not the last free single event car. There's one left. We're staying in Miami for this one. It's the Miami Ride event over here at the top of Miami, which gives you something quite cool. This DeLorean you will get for free. A neon, wide-bodied, insane styled DeLorean will be put in your account just by finish the event. And then you get the car. These cars, you've only had to do one event. So let's move on to the multi-event cars. The best way to find these ones that I'm going to show you are in the Motorflix menu. Includes all episodes. Over here, you will find Into the Storm and Blizzard Rush. These two, if you know the game, is basically just Motorfest playlists. Let me explain. You have 5 events. Now, these 4 will be locked. And I do believe you unlock these events at Icon, but once you unlock them, these 4 will still be locked. The same goes for these hypercar ones. These 4 will still be locked. But once you head over and actually join them, you'll find out that it's an underground racing league story. It's 5 events that are meticulously made with sandstorms and falling towers and a lot of chaos. You do these events, and at the end, once you finish them, which you do them in order, once you finish one, you unlock the next, and enjoy them, because they're some of the best events the Crew 2 has to offer. Once you finish the final one, you will receive a free car, and the same goes for the hypercar version. And don't worry, there's free hypercars in this video, so you will have one to do, one shall remain. Car 1 is the No Rules Edition BMW M8. This thing is alright. It's a custom BMW M8, where the main custom about it is the, it's not really even a pinstripe, is it? It's an M8 variant where the point of it is that the mirrors there that you can see, and the carbon fiber which has that pattern there which you can see, it's got that, which is unique to this car. This one you get from the Snow Hypercar 1, Blizzard Rush. And then for the street one, the No Rules Edition Mitsubishi 3000 GT. And the thing about this one is not only is it an edition version of the 3000 GT, but this car is joint the highest top speed in street. The highest top speed in the street spec. This thing goes as fast as some hypercars in the game. But those take 5 events each, those free cars. There's some cars that take a few more events. When you finish 50% of each spec in the game, 50% of every single one each, not in total, 50% each, so it's a lot less for something like freestyle and pro racing than it is for street. Once you finish 50%, you get Keys to the City event, you get the Switch event, you get the Mutual Benefit event, and you get the Beat the Duke event. These are events where you take on the boss of each different spec. You only get them after the 50%, so you presumably have most of the specs by now. And these, you also switch between all of the racing-based specs in that category. Once you complete these events, you get the reward vehicles. For street, it's the McLaren P1, the first free hypercar in this video so far. For off-road is the helicopter, a very, very useful vehicle to have in the game. For freestyle is the hovercraft, technically was the first hovercraft in the game, but I mean, not anymore really. But you do get it free for freestyle. And for pro racing is the Aston Martin Vulcan, one of the coolest ones. And bear in mind, none of these cars are buyable regularly. This is the only way to get these cars. And all you gotta do is play a bunch of events. But what do you get from events? You get a whole bunch of followers. and followers, especially by having done 50% of every spec, you'll have a lot of. So let's finally finish up the event cars. Let's talk about different. First of all, the icon rewards. This one is simple enough. As you level up, if you go to pilot and you go to timeline, there's a bunch of cars here that you get for free. First of all, you can get the Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 for icon 100. For icon 200, you get the Wacko YMF in aerobatics, I believe. Then you get the 3008 DKR Maxi in Rally Raid, the Offshore Mark II in Powerboat, the BMW M Performance M4 Racing, and these ones are all buyable regularly, but you get them free if you get to this icon level. Then you have the Ferrari LaFerrari, which is the first exclusive one, but it doesn't end there. Not only is it another free hypercar, continues. We get a drift car with the Acura NSX. We get a monster truck with the Proto Hup 1. We get a final hypercar with the Chevrolet, with the Bugatti Chiron Carbon Edition at Icon 1000. These are the vehicles that you can get here claiming. You also get a bunch of parts from this too. So make sure you do check out and use this, the Icon rewards. Next is stories. Stories are a feature in the game where you just get to travel around the map. You do these missions where you find different locations based on the information that it gives you. You can also read the story along the way. Now, I do actually have guides on a lot of these. Some of these I don't. There is a playlist of guides of all these stories. Not only do a bunch of them give you vanity items, but the longest ones, the car ones, give you, well, a car each. 10 cars in total. Free. And I've got guides showing you how to do them. It shows you every single exact location, as well as in those guides, I even take the time because obviously you're gonna have to drive. Most of these do not allow fast travel. So in that time that you're driving, I explain the story. I read the story out and I talk about it, so you even get something to do as you drive to each of the events. And here's all the cars. You have the Porsche 550 Spider, Jaguar E-Type Series 1 Coupe Champion Edition, Model 17 Steigerweg, Roadrunner La Verde Edition, which is a lowrider. You have the Pontiac GTO, the 300ZX, not the last one either, the C8 Aileron All-In Edition, Fairlady Z Under the Stars Edition, the Defenders V8 Pierce Edition, finally, the 300ZX Malu Edition. These are all your story cars that you can check out the guides for if you need. And finally, hobbies. Hobbies is a big one because there's 4 that you can get for free. Because I am not counting the collector. This one, the whole point of it is to spend money. You have to spend so much money to get the collector vehicle, the Plymouth Roadrunner. So that one, not counted. But you just have to do a whole lot of driving around and driving around and driving around for the Explorer. And you have to do a whole lot of events for the Racer, which unlock you the Mazda RX-7 10th Anniversary Edition Turbo, and the Explorer will get you the HX Concept, one of the best rally raid vehicles in the game. And finally, the most recent things ever added to the Crew 2, the MAD update. These are just some skills. You just have to do, like, 15... How many is it in total? You have to do 27 MAD skills. Now, each of them are unique and niche. Some of them are a maze. Some of them are a speed run. You have to fly for some. They are wild and wacky. But there's 2 free cars with this. First of all is the TTRS Roadster, which is fine. But second of all is the best rally cross car in the game, the RX-7 Evo Group B. And these are just found in the Motorflix menu all the way to the end, and MAD Volume 1 and 2. These are some of the easiest free cars in the game, man. It's just some skills in the open world for some free cars. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Especially when one of them is the best in the spec. Those are your free vehicles. So there you have it. Every single free car in the Crew 2. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this guide helped you out. thank you to popular members, especially thanks to famous members, and an insane thank you to star members. We don't have any. Become a star member. And an insane top of the top thank you to icon members, HK. I will see you boys in the next one. That's about it from me in a bit.